anxious or nervous, it's because I've been up around 5:30. I thought I was going to have to cancel this program. I got a phone call waking me up, letting me know that I am now a father. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. I'm actually happy to report that phone call was the wrong number. Woo! Thank you. Yeah. There was a girl that called me and she goes, "Hi, Dad." Heck no. Click. So I'm still nervous that she's going to call me back. But didn't that feel good, that burst of energy, laughter? Wasn't that amazing? Right? Humor for me is that one source of energy that I need to feel alive on a daily basis. It's that one natural high that we all have. It sustains me. If I don't have it, I wilt like a flower without water. I've been blessed enough to be able to give my program, The Magic of Life, to over 20 years to high schools and colleges, and military bases, and even courts. And this is my program, and this is my story, because we all have powerful stories. I was born on July 24th, 1970, just a little pale blue dot to Barbara and Martin Gershe, the second son, and of course, best son. On September 19th, 1970, my father was driving us home from Long Island, New York. My brother, who was 3, was in the back seat, not wearing his seatbelt, because it's the 70s. No one wore their seatbelt. There was always stuff down below. My father was driving. My mom was in the middle seat in the front, and I was in a little wooden carrier like Moses right next to her. We were not too far from our house at an intersection. When my father started to go through the green light, a drunk driver plowed through the intersection and T-boned the car. The force of the impact was so loud it woke up the neighbors around, and it totaled the car. Back in 1970, they built cars to last. Not like today, where you fart on a smart car and it blows over for 3 or 4 miles. But they built cars. Not only did it total the car, but it also pushed our car into a telephone pole and split it all the way up to the dashboard. When the first responders arrived, they found my father, they found my brother, and they found my mother. They didn't find me. Another 10, 15 minutes goes by, and someone found me, and I was sandwiched between the door and the dash of the car. The 4 of us were taken to the same hospital. My father had a few scrapes and scratches on him from the glass break-in. My brother, sleeping in the back seat, not wearing a seatbelt, not a scratch on him. Not a scratch. My mother was taken into surgery. As for me, nearly every bone in my body was broken. My skull was completely fractured from one side of the head to the other side. The fact that I am 47 years old and standing here in front of you today is nothing short of a miracle. And, applause. Thank you. Thank you. And today is my greatest day. This is my best moment. Just like when you woke up today, today was your greatest day. If we were alive to complain about Ohio's weather once again, that's an awesome day for you. My injuries were so severe, I was life-flighted to another hospital in New York, which really pisses me off because I had a helicopter ride that I don't remember, and I want another one. My uncle said I had no neck. It was just my head sitting on top of my shoulders. And my aunt said she lost count of how many blood transfusions I had in order to survive. I have 3 scars on my body that I have no idea how I got. I have 2 on my ankle and 1 on my arm in here for the blood transfusions. The doctors had no idea how I survived. In fact, I had to be put on a special board so I would heal. I had to go back to the hospital for months afterwards to make sure I didn't have any brain damage. And as you could tell, I'm perfectly okay. Really? You laugh for that one? I thought we bonded in the room, people, but no. But here I am alive. I grew up to be a competitive swimmer, a comedian, an author, a college educator. I'm still holding out hope to be Spider-Man one day. I still have dreams. But as I tell you this next part, I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to feel what it's like to be a mother's child, what that means to you inside your heart and inside your soul. And just grab onto that for a second. Now open your eyes. You have that feeling? My mother, who was 28 years old, died the morning of the 20th due to her injuries. So now you're looking at a mother's child who never knew his mom because someone made the wrong decision and took that away from me. I never had the chance to run home from school and say, hey, Mom, look what I drew for you, or hey, Mom, what's for dinner, or hey, Mom, I love you, because someone drove drunk and took that away. MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, would call me a victim and survivor. And I hate the word victim. Oh, I'm not a fan for that. Because if I was a victim, I couldn't share my story. A victim holds on to whatever's ailing them and uses it as an excuse towards life. All that anger and whatnot throughout my life, if I still held on to that, the man that killed my mother wins. Now, here he took my mom. He wasn't going to take my soul. So I like being a survivor, because survivors overcome. They adapt. And you saw many survivors on this stage today, and I thought that was awesome. Nice round of applause for all of them. Fantastic. The word mom isn't in my own vocabulary. The word mother is, and it's usually followed by another word when I'm trying to find parking on campus. You too, right? Yeah. It's universal. But I do my program for three main reasons. Number one, I do it for my mom, because I want to be that son that she'd be proud of, because I can't let her death be for nothing. I have to stand up for her, because I live one mantra that, I would be the son my mother would be proud of, so I fight for her. So the second reason why I do this program is for other people who don't have the ability to share their own story. I'm going to mention Andrew Monchek, who was a Stowe grad a few years ago. After graduation, he was killed by a drunk driver. So I speak for other people that I have met throughout my 47 years that don't have the ability to share their own story. Because, it's our fight. Third reason why I do this program is so you don't have to. So you don't leave here and make a wrong decision and you kill someone or you hurt someone. And not only that, one of my best friends, Big John Kelly, who even knew my story, died as a result of being a drunk driver while he was being pulled over by the police. So if it happened to one of my best friends, you can't sit there and think it can't happen to you, because it can. But we have that power to make our community safer. We have to make that change. 2 in 3 people will be impacted by drunk driving in their lifetime. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person in this room who is impacted by drunk driving. Show of hands, how many people have been impacted by drunk driving? Look around. There's at least 7, 8, almost 10. I speak for you, because your story is my story. 2 in 3, that's ridiculous. That has to go down. What's even more ridiculous, in the last few years, over 10,000 people have died from drunk driving. 10,000. And we all know better, right? And I'm pretty sure in 2017, the numbers will be about the same, over 10,000 people. And we know how to stop it, right? We know the cure for it. What is it? Don't do it, right? Common sense. But common sense tells us no one's using common sense. So I have 3 easy things in order to bring these numbers down to save lives. Number 1, have a designated driver before you go out. Not at the end of the night go, well, how many beers did you have? I had 6. I had 12. You're the DD. No, it doesn't work like that. In fact, being a designated driver, you could have your fun too, because you could drop your drunk friends off at the wrong house and try to watch them get in that house. You need your fun too, right? So have a plan before you go out. Assign a designated driver, and wherever you're going, tell the bar, tell the restaurant that you're the DD. Maybe you get a free meal. Maybe you get a discount. That's pretty awesome. But have a plan before you go. Even if you use Lyft or Uber or a taxi, don't get so intoxicated where you put yourself at harm's way, because nobody wants to see that. So it's 3 easy things to bring these numbers down, and we have to. We have that power to change. We have to make it happen. This is the only picture I have of my mom and myself. My brother ruined it by being in it. And I'm starting to have the same hairline now as I did back then, and it's really starting to piss me off. Thank you for laughing at that one too, my friends. But I have this 8x10 by my front door. So when I see it as I leave my apartment, I think, A, how can I make someone laugh today? And B, how I can make a difference in someone's life. And that's what I live by. So when I come home and I see it, I think, was I a good son? Did I live up to my promise? And hopefully that answer is yes. And before we leave here today, I have a Magic of Life bracelet on that says, I pledge not to drink and drive. And on it, it has 3 initials. Barbara Gershe, has AM for Andrew Monchek, and it has JK for John Kelly. And it says, I pledge not to drink and drive. And if you're with me and you change and you pledge not to drink and drive, I will have some for you. Hopefully I won't run out, but find me afterwards. If you want one, then I can't thank you enough for that, because that means you're taking a pledge to make the world a better place. And we can't ask for anything better than that. Now, before I wrap up, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to take 2 fingers and put them against your neck where your pulse is. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to focus on that heartbeat, that pulse. Very good. Open your eyes. You know what that means when you feel that? I'm sorry, what? You're alive. And if you're alive, you can have an awesome day, and you can make a difference. Because as a pale blue dot, that's really the magic of life. Thank you very much.